Well, welcome back everybody to Motorsport Manager then. And after the first win of the season last time out from Dreyfus, things are looking pretty tight at the top of the championship. Dreyfus now up to third. Ecker, an unfortunate retirement last time out, means she's currently sitting in 7th. But it means we are joint top of the table on points with Vexala and Lucatelli, with Zampelli just 1 point behind. And if we're going to win this championship, it's going to go right down to the wire, you feel, at this point. So close already as we approach the halfway in the season then. Tondela GP coming up today for you. So let's get straight into it, shall we? You can say no to the old interviews. So we need to stick some new parts on the car. I'm going to go for top speed, not too useful here. So I'm going to go for acceleration. I'm going to go for a new gearbox. So we're going to go plus to acceleration reliability, and then plus to just pure acceleration there with the plus 30. We'll get that building. So we've got to acknowledge our car still isn't up there, but yet again, like last season, our drivers are doing such a great job of dragging this car above where it should be. And every little improvement we can bring to the car is going to bring them closer to the front on pure performance, and not just going to rely on them as drivers. So we need to work on reliability of quite a lot of parts at the moment. So we've got 43, 61, 60 and 63. I'm going to switch this to that brakes, and we'll keep improving that gearbox and engine and that suspension. That all looks good to me. Performance still not maxed out on any of those parts. We'll go back to let's go 12 reliability, 8 performance. We want to try and get that reliability up, but we need performance at the same time. And I really don't know what's going to happen. This new point system is making this championship so close, because every single little point matters with so few on offer. And it's great to see, and it's a great challenge. Right, so that new gearbox is done. Hopefully we can get that ready for this race. Starting at 50%. We're going to switch it from this brakes onto that. And I think we'll also switch the performance, because gearbox is going to be quite crucial with it. Not with top speed, not really important at the next track. I prefer to try and get that gearbox as good as possible. To stick on, let's be fair, it's going to go on Dreyfus's car at the moment, just because she's so far out in front. Although with the new point system, she's only about a win ahead of Ecker, so anything could happen. Unfortunately, Claudia has eye problems. She's picked up a slight astigmatism. Never seen that word written before. She's undergone corrective surgery, and she'll be back to normal in a few weeks. But for the next 4 weeks, she's going to take an impact on cornering, overtaking, feedback and focus. Pretty much everything then. Okay, that's a bit disappointing, but not much we can do about it. Let's try and get some new brakes on the car. Go for deceleration and reliability. We will go for deceleration and reliability plus 2 days, but it's going to finish after the race whatever we do, and it won't be ready for the race even with reliability if we get it done before. So we'll get that continuing to improve. Reliability looking good on that gearbox now. We'll move that over back to this suspension. And I feel that second engine could use the performance a bit more than that gearbox. Although, to be fair, as we just said, gearbox is going to be most important for the next race. So we will actually keep it on the gearbox. We'll transfer that reliability onto these brakes. Just try and get a few more percent in those brakes for the race. And we shall continue. Someone ending their career. Doesn't really interest me. God, I want to be in that Asia League so badly after 3 seasons. It's a struggle at the moment. I feel with this new point system, this is definitely the best chance we've got. Our car is still 6th, unfortunately. If we can get it up a few more places towards the end of the season, we stand every chance of doing well. Not too happy with the financial concern, but we should get that money back after the next race. We're still 5,000 in the green, so can't complain too badly. We still got money in the bank, bro. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll go for 8th or above. Just in case we don't get second, at least we get some money coming in. So we still make a profit of $1 million per race anyway, such as the sponsorship we got on the car. But it'll mean we'll get 1.6 if we finished above 8th. Let's get the parts fitted to the car then. We're going to keep the same brakes, no improvements there. Same engines. Gearboxes, we've now got that new one. It's up to 59%. It's a bit of a risk, but it's a big improvement on Dreyfus's car of nearly 60 points. 50 points, sorry, 53. So we'll definitely get that on the car. And no new parts other than that to speak of. So we shall get going. I shall get practice done, and I shall see you for race number 4. Okay, practice done then, and pretty good session for our two drivers. 95% set up for Ecker, 96 for Dreyfus. Dreyfus struggling a long way through that session, just about got 96% in the final setup, which means she didn't really put too many runs together, which means we're a little bit short on knowledge, just short of level 2, so we don't quite get the 10% bonus. Gone for super soft tyres for the bonus. I think generally with the fuel loads that we can run in these cars, the super soft tyres, even if the degradation is high, are going to be preferable, because you just can't run long enough into a race to make any benefit of the soft tyres, even if they do last a lot longer. So we'll be trying to stick on the super soft tyres most of the race, and obviously just the one stint on the soft, I think, will be our goal. I think we're going to split the strategies again. Ecker's pretty high up, so we're going to leave her on the soft tyres. Only 11 laps maximum out of these tyres, so we'll probably go for 10 laps of fuel. Not try and push them too hard. And probably take an earlier stop for her, depending on how the start goes. Dreyfus, due to a high championship position, unfortunately has to start much further back. We're going to put her on the soft tyres, get them out of the way early. We'll leave 13 laps of fuel in the car. And we'll leave it on neutral again, I think. Just let them go into the race slowly, not put too much strain on the engine and gearbox, and then hopefully we can push again later in the race as we did last time out. So let's get underway then for race number 4 in Tondela. 5 lights. And it's go. Pretty poor start from Ecker. Dreyfus, pretty poor one as well. Hopefully Ecker can muscle out Ingledew into turn 1. Masalia even. She doesn't quite manage it. Back to 17th. Might go to push because tyres need to warm up. And I think that might be the reason we're losing positions rapidly. Just remind ourselves of how the cars are starting. 71 and 59 on engine and gearbox for Dreyfus. 75 and 72 for Ecker. Of course, Dreyfus has the new gearbox, so he should be quicker, but can't really push as far. We'll go to high engine mode on both, just for a lap or two. See if we can get some early positions here. Ecker starting to make progress now, back up to 15th, although just as I say that, she goes back to 16th. But it's always a complete melee in these opening laps, as we know oh too well. And actually, Dreyfus trying to go around the outside of her teammate there wouldn't really benefit either of them, and pretty glad that they didn't swap positions, to be fair. Of course, drivers, Dreyfus does now make the move as the AI get completely confused into that chicane. And many positions swapped around, so Dreyfus now up to 14th. Ecker up to 16th. Dreyfus now making even more progress. Takes 2 cars into that chicane. Can she hug it out around the outside of the double right-hander? Just about. Safety car is out. We're very close to the pits. Do we make a jump with one of them? I don't see any need. Tyres are still good. Fuel is good for a few more laps. It's a little bit too early to be making a stop under the safety car. And the AI seems to agree with me. So we'll keep our positions, 11th and 16th. We'll speed it up. Hopefully, some of the AI might make some pit stops. And we'll gain a few more positions. So Dreyfus, almost the quickest runner of the soft tyres. She's in 11th. Dembele, the only other soft tyre runner ahead of her. She can try and get above Dembele, and she'll be in prime position. Ecker struggling badly, unfortunately, at the moment. Right down there, bogged down in the middle of the soft tyre runner. She needs to try and get past those guys as early as possible. We really should be turning this stuff down. Try and get some tyre temperature back. Well, get them to cool down again, should I say. There's a little negative I have of this game. When you're running behind the safety car, unless you were pushing hard, your tyre temperatures would just drop through the floor because you're going so much slower than when you're at racing speeds. So it's a little bit of a minus for this game that they don't drop straight through the floor immediately. Right, we're going to be getting going again here. We're going to go push and high for both drivers to try and take the most of this restart, and it's chaos into the final corner. Dreyfus gets one position, almost more. And look at this bunched up field. Dreyfus now flying through the pack. Can she make the move on Rogers as well? Not quite. She'll stay in 8th. And Ecker's still struggling badly on those soft tyres. Super soft tyres. Should really be quicker than all the cars around her. So a little bit disappointing at the moment. We've got to keep an eye on tyre temperature. So I think we'll go back to neutral for Ecker. And there's a lot of wear on the engine. And I would imagine, yeah, Dreyfus's gearbox is wearing quite badly. So we'll go back down to neutral. And normal fuel. Dreyfus now makes that move on Rogers up to 7th. And Ecker in 17th. Look at this scrum of cars that Ecker is bogged down with at the moment. So it's going to be a 2-stop race. We might be able to go a bit shorter, but not too much. The maximum we can do is 13 lap stints. So we've probably got about 6 laps to play with. No, probably 4 or 5 laps to play with either side. So she can't really pit until lap 7 or 8 at the earliest. Ideally we get her in and undercut because there's so much traffic there. Trying to think, if we did a 13 lap stint on the... If we did 2 soft tyre runs, or a safety car again, quite a few people getting the jump on the stops there. It's a good time to pit Ecker, I think. We'll put the soft tyres on. We'll fuel it up all the way. Be a good time to make repairs. Not really any repairs needed though. We will keep... Will we keep Dreyfus out there or will we do the same? Well, the safety car's picked up the wrong train. So it's going to have to wait and go round again. How this affects it, it means we won't bunch up too early. Do we pit Dreyfus as well? I don't think so. I think we'll wait and see if any of the leaders pit. If they do, then it might be worth pitting Dreyfus. Yeah, everybody coming into the pits. We've missed our chance with Dreyfus. We're going to leave her out. We're going to see what she can do. So Ecker will come out towards the back of the field. And that won't really work too much to her advantage. Dreyfus should get another 5 laps off the safety car and hopefully be able to sprint away a little bit with any luck. Ecker actually comes out stone dead last. Apart from Dreyfus, then Massalia, Sabedo, Arboa and Ingledew stay out as well. Dreyfus didn't take the lead there, which was a bit weird. Not going to lie. Considering how bunched up they were, but doing safety car speeds, I guess they managed to get that stop done and back out again. And I do wonder if we've made the right decision here with Dreyfus. So, let's go back to neutral, try and get those tyre temperatures back up. Because these soft tyres needing a bit of extra warm up out here. It's only 21 degrees, not too warm. And we've got two very differing strategies for both our drivers now. Dreyfus has track position, but she's going to have to stop pretty soon after this safety car. Right. Let's go to high fuel for both drivers. Actually, no, medium for Ecker, because she needs to go long on these soft tyres. Dreyfus, we want to really go for it from the restart. She's lost a position already. 2 positions, in fact. She's down to 5th. That's not good news. We really can't afford for her to get bogged down in this midfield with this strategy. She needs for 4 or 5 laps of pulling away from the field. So Ecker just about catching the back of the field now. And starting to make her way through. That's 1 position, up to 17th. There is a definite gap appearing between Dreyfus and Ingledew in 6th, which is exactly what we need. We need 4 or 5 flying laps here from her. I'm not sure we'll get out ahead of everybody, but with everyone fighting so hard, it gives us a chance. Ecker right in this mob now. And she's back to the rear of the field, apart from those 2 guys that have just pitted. So not going too well for her at the moment. 40% on that gearbox for Dreyfus. We need her to push, but it's going to hurt her chances. I think maybe we go to medium and neutral. Just try and get as many laps as we can out of this car. Don't really want to do a repair, because this will undo any good work she can do today. And Ecker's struggling really badly. This is exactly what happened last time out. She had 0 pace in the car. I think we're going to have to push because the tyre temperatures just aren't quite there. She just got past Milo then. And having a look at Valdez as well. She going to get past... Oh, it's freeway scrap here for 14th, 15th and 16th. And this is the problem, she's just stuck in traffic. I think she's got the pace in this car, but the Ecker just really struggle with overtaking. And they do really weird things. Just mean they lose positions very easily and gain positions very easily. Not really overtaking on merit. So Dreyfus has got about a 13-second gap over Ecker and that little group. So we'll keep an eye on that gap. She needs to continue to try and pull out the gap if she can. Going so deep means that we should be able to do 2 super soft tyre runs towards the end. She should be able to push pretty hard, although that gearbox is going to be a limiting factor. She's in a group of 3 here, Massalia, Dreyfus and Ingledew, who haven't pitted. So everybody in the same boat. She should be able to do 1 more lap after this. Whether the tyres will hold up to it, that's the question at the moment. So Ingledew and Massalia taking their pit stops now then. And we're going to have a little bit of fuel to burn and we can push, but I'm just worried about that gearbox. Don't really want to repair it, but I think we're going to have to at some point. I won't do it this stop. Okay, so we'll fuel back up. 18 laps remaining after this, so we'll go for 2 9 lap stints. And hope that we can come back through the field with fresher tyres. Interesting to see where she comes back out. Ecker is now up to 13th. And should only have to do 1 more stop. Which puts her ahead of quite a few people that stayed out a long time under that safety car. 2 safety cars mean fuel and tyre life has been saved. So they're going a lot longer than they perhaps would have. Dreyfus managed to lap 14 then, which is good news. Stop completed. He's going to slow down the pit lane, and he's going to exit behind Ecker just then. Oh, Ecker's just damaged her front wing. Not good news. Right, we have to pit for a new front wing then. That's going to take 6 seconds. 18 laps remaining. We're not going to get it to the end, so we'll just have to put super soft tyres on. A short stint of fuel, and she's going to effectively lose a pit stop, which is going to destroy her race here. So Dreyfus moves past her ailing teammate. Now back up to 12th. It's a long way behind the points at the moment though. And this race, oh, Ecker's got a drive-through penalty as well. This is destroying her race, and after such a bright start to the season and a great end to last one, really showing inexperience at the moment. Clearly that accident was going to be her fault, which is a shame. So pit stop now, and then she'll have to take a drive through the next time round, which will almost certainly put us to the back of the field. There's a mistake on the front wing. Oh, it's a disaster. 8 seconds extra that stop took. And she's right to the back of the field now, and barring a safety car, she's completely out of this race. What a shame. We'll use some engine mode, we'll get us to push. I'm not too worried about the car being damaged with the gearbox and engine at this point, because she's pretty much out of it anyway. Tucked up behind our bowler, but our below her. But she's going to have to take a drive through this time round. Dreyfus now up to 7th. The cars stopping now are surely going to have to stop again. So this is track position for Dreyfus. Now making a move around the outside of Vejen. Can't make it stick. Vejen and Gerard fighting hard here. Dreyfus could do with getting past both these cars. Really needs to. Going round the outside of Gerard there and up to 6th, and she can now set chase on Vejen. So she's now up into a point scoring position. Salia now trying to make a move the lapped car. That's not a wise move by Masalia. And there's a little gap back to 8th place, so Dreyfus needs to get a head down now and just put the laps in and make a break with these 3 cars, El Sadat and Vejen, and hopefully we can out-strategize them or outrace them for pace between now and the checkered flag. The podium looks a little off at the moment, barring a safety car. Ecker has taken her drive through and has come back out in 15th place then, so it's not too bad. She's about 30 seconds off where she needs to be though, so it's going to be very tough now between now and the end of the race. We'll go back to neutral because these super soft tyres are overheating like mad today. So Dreyfus got another 5 or 6 laps on these tyres. Plenty of fuel available. Gearbox is now down to 34%. So it should be okay till the end of the race, but as long as we don't push it. We've got to keep on neutral until the end of the race, which isn't necessarily a problem. We can't really push on the tyres anyway because they're overheating. She's now right on the back of Vejen. Looks down the inside into left-hander. Gonna have the outside line for the right-hander and loses the position again as they go behind the stadium there. And Masalia just ran the outside. For crying out loud, Masalia. You're clearly having a terrible race, but overtaking back markers, really? Unlapping yourself, sorry. And now Dreyfus has got a back marker between her and the car she's chasing. Great news. Okay, Ecker doing okay. I think we'll go back to medium. Tyres overheating even on neutral, which is not good news. Dreyfus now makes the move down the inside of AN then, and battling once again with the back marker of Vesalia. As long as she doesn't lose the position because of it, it's okay. Vesalia clearly has great pace, so as long as they get down the road, we'll be okay. Whoever else, I can't remember who else we were fighting, but I think they pitted. Because Dreyfus is now in 4th. And whoever it was has dropped off the surface of the planet. So, Dreyfus now up into that crucial 4th place. She's got 13 seconds ahead to Cavalcanti. That's going to be pretty difficult to chase down with the pace she's shown so far. Another 2 or 3 laps to go, and she'll make her final stop. Now, we could potentially go on to the soft tyres, because the super softs seem to be wearing a lot quicker than we need them to. So I think that is what we'll do, just to have more tyre life at the end of the race. Ecker's now up to 14th. And she's closing in on a few cars, but they've made their final stop by the look of it. So she'll take the pain when she makes her final stop. 10 laps to go now. And Ducati makes their final stop, so Dreyfus is temporarily promoted into 3rd. Let's take another check on that gearbox. 32%. It's going to be close, but it's going to be a long repair time, so there's no point in doing it, I don't think, in the final stop. Ecker now gains a bunch more places, but it's not going to make much difference because she's going to have to make another stop. Yeah, so Dreyfus now starting to complain about that gearbox. It's now down to 25%, that front wing really taking a battering as well. We will have to consider repairing that gearbox in the final stop. We're going to bring Dreyfus in this lap then. There'll be 9 laps to go. I will put the soft tyres on, I think, to be safe. I'll put 9 laps of fuel in. So we're estimated to come out about 4th. If we repair the gearbox, we're going to come out 11th. We just cannot take that risk, so... Well, we just can't go down to 11th. Destroy our race, so we'll have to try and get the gearbox to hold on here. And we'll pit Ecker on the following lap. What's the gap between them? About 30 seconds. About 20 seconds. Ecker's got the fuel to go one more lap, so we will leave her out there for one more lap. I don't know that she does, actually. It's going to be a bit of a risk. We will bring Ecker in again. We'll put her on the super soft tyres because she just needs to attack at this point. 8 laps of fuel in. Again, gearbox really struggling on our cars at the moment, but we can't afford to make the repairs really. So Dreyfus in now. Say she was going to come back out in 4th. She's going to come back out in 5th though. That's not good news. And she might even come in further down that. She just about gets back out in 5th. I don't think Ecker was held up, although there's a mistake on the tyres. The refuelling, she's lost another 3 seconds. When it's not your race, it's not your race, is it? Right, Dreyfus should have a tyre advantage on the 2 cars in front. She's got 4 seconds. No, 6 seconds to close down on the Canty. And just ahead on the road is Veyen. So a podium is possible here if Dreyfus has got the pace. Ecker, by the way, came back out in 13th place. We've got excess fuel and tyre life, but I don't want to risk the cars, so we're just going to let them race. Keep an eye on the gap then. Dreyfus 6.7 seconds behind. That needs to come down by close to a second a lap. This is their first full lap after the pit stop, so we'll see what kind of pace she's got here. That gap is definitely coming down. It's all about if that gearbox is going to hold up. It's not in the red zone yet, or that's just gone down to 22%. So she's definitely going to be struggling towards the end of the race, but for the moment, she's flying. 20.7, Nikanti did 23.5. Almost 3 seconds quicker on that lap. Both our drivers complaining about the parts, not much we can do. I think Ecker is going to get a place back in the pit stops there, up to 12th. And it's a very good recovery considering from Ecker. A drive through and an extra stop. And top, well, 11th is possible. I don't think top 10 is. Dreyfus is in 4th. Someone else made an extra stop. So she's actually closing down on 2nd place here. 3rd and 2nd. Just down the road, Nikanti and Bayenne. This is about to get tasty. Dreyfus definitely has the pace here. But it's whether that gearbox... Well, having the pace is one thing, as we know. Catching is one thing, passing it is another in this game. This game of motorsport, not just this game, literal video game. Anyway, but that gearbox is a worry. We've got plenty of fuel and tyre life. We could push, but that's almost certainly going to bring that gearbox straight down into the red. Gap now 1.1 seconds, closing up into turn 1. Come on, girl. 2nd place would be a cracking result considering the race we've had today. 4th is still pretty good. Now, we've got plenty of fuel, so we could always push on the last lap, because even if the gearbox goes, plenty of space behind. So we'll leave it another lap or two and see if she can get it done under normal conditions. If not, then the last lap or two we can turn everything up and just go for it. Oh, she's made a move up the inside Nikanti and up to 3rd. And now chasing down. That gearbox has now dropped, as is the front wing. And she's immediately fallen a long way back from Bayenne. And I think that's going to put her back under pressure from behind. And I mean, yep, I know. What can I do? Not much. In the pursuit of performance, we've pushed the reliability a bit hard at the moment. And I think before we put any new parts on the car, we need to improve the reliability of them. But that'll be for next time. Ecker having a dreadful race. She's got that 11th place now. 8th might be possible. She's in a big old train of cars there, but she's going to be out the points. So nothing gained from this race, I'm afraid, for Ecker. Dreyfus, 2 laps to go. Those 2 failures on the gearbox and front wing have definitely scuppered her chances of taking 2nd, I think. And she's going to have to defend pretty heavily between now and the checker flag to keep this podium. Ecker, meanwhile, still fighting. Trying to get through into the top 10. Dreyfus does have plenty of fuel, but I'm worried about what effect it will have on that gearbox. 3rd place is a great result from where we've been. She is starting to catch back up to Bayenne though. Really closing up into turn 1, just 6 tenths, half a second now behind. As we move on to the final lap, what can she do? I'm just going to go push and high for Ecker, because why not? Dreyfus trying to have a look up the inside. Do we go for it? Screw it, let's go for it. Just half a lap to go. Surely the gearbox isn't going to go. Come on, let's get that second place. Just one real braking zone to do it in now, into the final corner. Is she going to have enough? No. It's going to be third place. It's a great recovery. And once again, having patience in the race really pays off. Need to work on reliability though, because second place was there for the taking. And we just couldn't push the whole race. Ecker is going to come home in 10th. No points for 10th, so she may as well have been last, but that was a cracking recovery. She had to do an extra stop. And that drive-through penalty. So she's no one to blame for us but herself today. And she really needs to start pulling her weight, because we're losing serious points in the Constructors' Championship here. We'll see how it turned out. I've got a feeling we probably would have fallen behind. Dreyfus, that might be a good result for her Drivers' Championship. But I don't think that's a very good team result. Only one car in the points. 4 points for her. There was that drive-through penalty for Ecker. So, nice podium. Always nice to be up and tasting the champagne. It means that Dreyfus actually takes the lead in the Drivers' Championship by 3 points. And we move further ahead in second, but we fall further behind Vexala. But that's not a bad result for the team, actually. A lot of the big guys having a bad race there by the look of it. And the gap's widened a little bit between the top 4 and Zampelli, who clearly had a good race, are closing up on all of us. That's a good result. That's a great race from Dreyfus. And we just need to improve reliability now, I think, so we can push right to the end of the race. I think having high reliability on all the parts is worth more than the improvements that a new part may bring. Nice million to our bank balance then, to enable us to make some more parts next time. Those brakes are finished as well. Very contrasting at the moment. After such a good second half of the season last time from Ecker, she's really starting to struggle now. And we need her to come back strong in the second half of the season, because we need both drivers firing on all cylinders if we're going to take this Constructors' title. It's still well within our reach. And that was a much needed podium from Dreyfus. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, leave help, advice and comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. It'd mean the world. If you're new to the channel, do first go and check out the rest of the series if you haven't already. You can go take a look at my GT series, which is almost coming to an end, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fired after the season. It's been an interesting one over there, very tough. And you can hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with everything as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.